the Autobots outnumbered them.
But we're not fighters like they are, Prime. We must have courage, Huffer. We can't ignore the danger. We must conquer it.
In addition to competition from Tonka with the GoBots, Hasbro must have had plans to continue releasing more Transformers toys after the initial wave that came from not only Takara's Diaclone and Microchange, but other toy lines such as Toyco and Bandai. As such, Shockwave appeared in the very first episode of the cartoon back on Cybertron, as he was left behind to lead the Decepticons in Megatron's absence. In addition, the Diaclone crane truck also made an appearance given the filler name of Hauler.
Hauler! Hauler!
It's given the filler name of Hauler. Diaclone crane truck to lead the Decepticons in Megatron's absence. In addition, the Diaclone crane truck also made an appearance given the filler name of Hauler.
Hauler! Hauler!
However, all of these Transformers toys were not released in 1985, and some of these new characters appeared within the first season of the cartoon and early issues of the comic book.
Prepare to meet your doom. Nothing can withstand the might of the State.
Even the Decepticon trio, known as Reflector, was a cartoon regular despite the fact his toy was only available through a mail-away figure offer in 1986. Like the first year of Transformers characters, all of the new Autobots and Decepticons of 1985 were given names and detailed profiles by Marvel Comics writer Bob Budiansky.
I named about 250 characters and wrote profiles for them as well.
In order to find new and creative ways to introduce them into the comic book, Budiansky tied both Shockwave and the Dinobots to Marvel's Savage Land. The Constructicons and Jetfire were built by Shockwave and given life through the power of the creation matrix within Optimus Prime. This creation matrix was also used to give life to Omega Supreme, the Aerobots, the Stunticons, Protectobots, and the Combaticons. However, the cartoon chose to introduce these characters differently. Shockwave remained on Cybertron as Megatron's loyal Decepticon guardian.
Shockwave, guardian of Cybertron! Megatron, leader of the Decepticons!
Who developed Space Bridge technology to transport any stolen energy resources between Earth and Cybertron. Jetfire was renamed as Skyfire for legal reasons, and was introduced as a former friend to the Decepticon Starscream, who eventually joins the Autobots. The Dinobots were built on Earth, while the Constructicons have a conflicted origin that I've covered previously. The Insecticons were in fact Decepticons who were aboard the Nemesis that lay dormant in an escape pod until awakening in the present day.
I don't know you, and yet I feel a kinship.
Decepticon science generated you, just as it generated us.
However, Season 2 had a much larger cast of Autobots and Decepticons to add to the existing ranks. The two-part episode, Dinobot Island, acted as an introduction to most of them. The Autobots added Inferno, Red Alert, Smokescreen, Trax, Hoist, Power Glide, Warpath, Sea Spray, Beachcomber, Blaster, and Perceptor.
Hang in there, Beachcomber! Here comes the cavalry!
The previously mentioned Hauler was now the new character, Grapple. Skids would not make an appearance until Quest for Survival. Cosmos in Megatron's Master Plan Part 2, and Omega Supreme arrived by the time of Blaster Blues. The Decepticons had 3 new jets, Dirge, Ramjet, and Thrust, in addition to the triple changer Blitzwing.
Blitzwing! Take you!
A Condor cassette similar to Laserbeak named Buzzsaw made his debut in City of Steel, while Astro Train was present beginning in Megatron's Master Plan Part 2. With such a large cast of characters to add to the franchise, you have to wonder where in the universe did they come from as it relates to the cartoon. While Dinobot Island did take the time to showcase most of them,
I know what you mean, Trax, but different strokes for different folks.
these Autobots and Decepticons simply showed up. There has been some speculation, including that these new Autobots and Decepticons were simply reinforcements from Cybertron, possibly even coming to Earth on a starship or a space bridge. In the comics, 5 Autobots' personalities were stored in memory crystals aboard the Ark. When Optimus Prime needed more troops, new bodies were constructed for Grapple, Hoist, Smokescreen, Skids, and Trax, and they were activated by Wheeljack. Back on Cybertron, Blaster and Perceptor led an Autobot resistance unit that fought against the Decepticons led by Straxus, that included the Insecticons and the Conehead Seeker Jets. After Straxus was killed in a space bridge accident, that fought against the Decepticons led by Straxus, that included the Insecticons and the
Hey, Happy New Year, Quill.
After Straxus was killed in a space bridge accident, these new Autobots and Decepticons came to Earth
Happy
in the
New Year.
Decepticon space bridge, joining up with Optimus Prime and Megatron, respectively. Attempts were made to explain where these characters came from in the cartoon. The BotCon exclusive Wings Universe comics placed many of the Season 2 characters in stasis pods to sit for millions of years prior to the events of More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. This was similar to the way that so many Transformers were shut down after the Ark left Cybertron in the Dreamwave comics. It's possible that these characters came through the space bridge in the cartoon as well. The 2-part episode, Desertion of the Dinobots, throws a major wrench in that theory. Since the Transformers were on Earth for 4 million years, a component needed for their functions, Cybertonium, began to break down, causing them to malfunction. So there has to be a better theory.
Well, Chip, have you formulated an explanation?
The clues lie within several episodes of the cartoon, despite there being no formal explanation. Grapple is reminded of his construction projects that he used to build on Cybertron.
Back on Cybertron, we all admired your buildings, Grapple. They were works of art.
Inferno and Powerglide had reunited with Firestar and Moonracer as if they had not seen them for quite some time. Megatron also mentions the Conehead's capabilities.
You are supposed to be the most powerful jets in the galaxy.
Ratchet, Hoist, and Mirage